I never thought I'd be happy to win a bronze medal. Golly.
How sweet is it to do it again?
It's amazing. I'm happy, man.
How much of that was for the team?
It's a little bit of everything. A little bit of teamwork. It's a little bit of self-preservation. A lot more of my coaches and my family believing in me. Things don't always go the way you plan them to. I think that's part of God's elaborate plan for each and every one of us as individuals. I believe that my life is purposeful. I was blessed with a tremendous skill set, and sometimes you forget how awesome it is to savor the small victories when you win so many big ones. I've been a 5-time world champion. I've won the Olympic Games, and now coming here, I expected my team to perform really well, which they're doing, and I'm extremely proud of. And I started this revolution of bringing USA Wrestling back and putting those guys back on the map, and now we're not one of the premier teams, we are the premier team in the world. And I like to think that I played an important role in that. So being able to be a part of it, whether it's first place or third place, I'm still a happy man. Sometimes when you can't get what you want, you gotta get what you can. That's what I was able to do today.
First period, he level changed, you dropped in on a leg, and he felt the hip, and he let it go.
It's strong, bro. Like, he got hips like a baby-bearing woman. Like, they're strong. When you feel his hips, it's not only the hip, but it's the pull, right? So he's pulling on your hands simultaneously and pushing his hip into you. It's very difficult to get through, and that's why I always try to attack off of his face, right? Because he fakes hard, pulls his hips back. That's when my initiative is, okay, shoot, get to him. But even that seatbelt position, I mean, I lost both challenges, and somehow I was able to come back and win. It went from being 3-0. I thought at least I would have gotten 2-2. I'm like, damn, it's about to be 6-0. It's a wrap. Minute and a half left. Now it's 3-3. I'm like, oh no.
So talk about like the change in mindset there, right? Because that's a big swing in your brain.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to immediately forget the fact that you were almost up by 6?
I think you do. I think you have to forget, but you also have to understand the magnitude of the moment. Yesterday, if I could have stayed focused for another 8.7 seconds, like I literally look at the clock tonight and it was 8 seconds again. I'm like, you son of a gun. If I lose twice in the same weekend, on the same accord, I'm gonna be really upset at myself. Staying focused throughout the entirety of the match is what makes good guys great. Discipline, endurance, focus, endurance, the ability to stay focused with your mind and with your body, even under extreme times of fatigue, pressure, anxiety, expectation. That's why our team is so good. Those guys don't get rattled. DT was down 6-0 to Yazdani, he was down 5-0 to Karublev. Like, you can't break them, you can't rattle them. When you're unwaverable, you give yourself a chance to win every match.
Jordan, you were inspirational on social media about doing this for Richard Perry. Can you kind of talk about that?
Absolutely, man. I wore the shoes all weekend, and Rich is one of my best friends in the entire world, not just in wrestling, but in the world. And fortunately for me, I got to see him right before we left for this trip, so it was some added motivation. I got to show him the shoes. We took pictures together, gave him a haircut, spent time with his wife, Gina. And it gives me a lot of perspective. If the worst thing that happens to me is losing a wrestling match with 1 second left, I say I've got it pretty good. In comparison to what thousands, better yet millions of people are going through throughout the entire world, whether it's poverty, injuries, cataclysmic circumstances, the environmental changes. There's so many things that people go through daily, and to have it in my inner circle gives me instant perspective. I can't just be the guy that says, hey, listen, I want to win every time, but it's okay if you lose, right? You get over it, and then come off the mat and throw a fit and a tantrum. I have to try to maintain a certain level of stoicism throughout any situation, regardless of whether I get my hand raised or not. And I got to practice what I preach, and that's important to me. So perspective from my buddy Rich Perry, really faith in my Lord and Savior, and then having a great team, Manny, Snyder, my wife Lauren here, like they take good care of me. They're like, listen, bro, obviously you didn't wrestle your best. When you're at your best, you can beat anyone in the world. But with that being said, you can go get this bronze medal. And all I thought about yesterday was Rio, 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 Rio. Coming back, I couldn't get myself back in a good place mentally, right? Knowing that I had just missed out on a shot at winning a gold medal, going back and wrestling Beckside, basically just being out there, not even considering myself wrestling, losing 11-1, getting tech fall. The only time in my career I've ever been tech fall to this moment yesterday, right? I've been prepared. But you sometimes have to go through the fire in preparation for later trials. Had I won the gold medal in Rio, this would have been the first try. I wouldn't have been able to come back mentally and put myself in a good place to compete at a high level again. But yesterday I was thinking, well, damn, there were a lot of people that thought I quit after I lost to Godoy. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. You can call me what you want, but you can never call me a quitter. And I thought about that. I internalized it, and I used it as motivation to drive me and push me forward today. And it helped to have the team race on the line, right? Like, you want to win because this is important. No one wants to be the guy on the team champions that finishes 5th place. Although you get team points, you want to be able to say, hey, listen, here's my hard work too. Let me hold this up in the picture, right? Not just stand like this. So I'm excited about it. We got a great team. Everyone's contributed, and I'm thankful for all the guys I got to spend time with all summer.
Jordan, you guys had a fun series this year between you and Chamizo.
I won it.
Yeah, you did. You won it.
I actually really wanted 3-0, considering the way we finished up in Turkey. Golly. I thought about it. All my most recent losses, I have 7 losses internationally, right? Yesterday, lost by criteria to, golly, what's his name? Sidikov. Before that, Turkey at the Yasardo Gru, lost 10-10 to Chamizo. The year before that, at the World Team Trials, match number 1 against Kyle Dake, I lost 6-6. And then before that, my first loss in my career was 4-4 to Nick Marable. So out of 7 losses that I've taken, 4 of them have been by criteria. It sucks, bro. Golly. Let's advocate for better seating and overtime. That'd be clutch.
What are the Jordan, with the medal on the line, going into that rubber match with you guys, were there any heightened emotions there?
I just don't like losing to him, period. I like him. He's got a good heart, great spirit. He's an amazing individual. He's great for wrestling. He's always been extremely graceful with my family. He sent me happy birthday messages. He sent me condolences after Rio. He always continues to be just a blessing to everyone he interacts with. You need guys like him in wrestling. He's a superstar, right? He's like Odell Beckham in the NFL. He's that guy. He's got a swagger, a bravado, and he's got a fun style. You need guys like that. But then you also need a wholesome family man like me.
What do the next 2 years look like for you?
Oh man, I think everyone knows my goal is to make another Olympic team and become an Olympic gold medalist. And I thought this was the weekend that I would be able to tie John for the all-time record at 6. And the shot's still in line, right? It never moves. The 6 is always there, and the 5 remains. I can't lose, I can't retract, I can't regress, but it's going to take me a little longer. So I think in this time period, I continue to try to elevate my level as a wrestler, getting better in every position and continuing to improve. And we've got some new guys headed to Lincoln, Nebraska coming soon. We've got some guys that are going to really help elevate our program, so stay tuned.
Give us a hint. You want 7, not 6.
I can't tell you guys yet, but within the next 2 weeks, you guys will know.
Overall thoughts on the way you wins and losses aside, the way you competed and the way you perform?
I think I always perform well. I got to move more. It's hard when you have the type of skill level and athletic prowess that I possess. You always think you're supposed to win every single time, but you forget how hard it is. I've been in this game for 8 years. I've made more world teams than everyone on the team. Bonet, that dude's been around for a long time, right? But I'd have to say I have the most medals, for sure, out of anyone in this tournament. And when you've been around for a long time, the scouting report's large. I've wrestled dozens of Russians, and I think that for me, it's continuing to stay a step ahead of the game and not playing the chess match. Right? I think yesterday I was like, okay, I can score at will. So I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna hang out. 30 seconds left, I'm gonna go get one. And I got one. But unfortunately for me, I lost focus momentarily, right? In the excitement of the moment, getting that takedown, the crowd cheering, everyone on their feet, walking back to the center, you forget disciplined stance, focus, hands at home. This guy's gonna shoot, right? My first inclination, grab him, hold on to him. His first inclination is, yes, he's reaching right hand, whoop, outside high C with to my right side. So, it takes time. You work on these things for long periods of time, and in the moment, sometimes we forget them, but that's just part of the sport. Disciplining yourself for 6. I could have easily lost that match right there for 3rd place, and there are numerous things that could have went wrong, but I knew that regardless of the circumstance, I had to win. That's why I didn't complain, I didn't re-challenge, a lost challenge, I just get the next point. Get the next point.
Could you turn Mark Manning, or could Mark Manning turn you if he got on top?
No.
You couldn't?
But he used to. When I first learned freestyle, we didn't have an RTC when we first started at Nebraska. I was the only guy, so I went a crash course in learning freestyle from Mark Manning and Brian Snyder. These dudes would get on top of me and be like, listen, you can't leave practice until you stop us 10 times in a row. I'd go 4 or 5 in a row, and then this guy would turn me. I'd be like, no, I hate freestyle. This is stupid. I can't stop myself from getting turned, but now I think about it, I haven't been turned since 2014 World Championships, and that's something that I stand strongly behind. Like, I'm confident in my skill level, but in order for my skills to reveal themselves, I have to give 100% effort. And when I give 100% effort, I'm hard to beat. But until I'm able to channel that for 5 matches in a row, every single time I compete, I've got work to do. And fortunately for me, I'm not retired yet. So until I leave my shoes on the mat and I step away and I hold a press conference and I do all that cool stuff, I still feel like I'm the best wrestler in the world, regardless of weight class.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thanks, Mark.